Let me tell you something most men don't realize. When a woman likes you, she rarely says it out loud. Instead, her body screams it. And if you know what to look for, you can read her feelings like an open book, even if she's trying to play it cool. And here's the best part. These signs work even if she's shy, reserved, or pretending she's just a friend. So sit tight, because I'm going to reveal the 9 hidden signs a woman likes you, the ones most men miss, and the ones that make all the difference. But before we dive in, let me ask you this. How many times have you walked away from a conversation with a woman, wondering if she was interested? How many times have you replayed every word, every gesture, trying to decode what she really meant? The truth is, you are probably looking in the wrong places. Words can lie, but the body never does. See, women are masters of subtlety. They've been conditioned by society to be indirect, to not appear too eager or too available. But their subconscious mind, that's working on a completely different level. It's broadcasting signals that most men completely miss because they're too focused on what she's saying instead of what she's showing. 1. Her feet tell the truth. A woman's feet are like a secret GPS. They point toward where her attention is. If you're talking in a group and her feet are aimed at you, that's not an accident. It's a primal sign of interest. Even if she's looking elsewhere, her body's orientation tells the real story. This is rooted in evolutionary psychology. Our feet naturally point toward our escape route, or toward what captures our attention most. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, her entire body wants to be closer to you, even if her conscious mind is telling her to play it cool. Here's what to look for. In a group setting, watch how she positions herself. Is she angled toward you even when talking to someone else? When she sits down, do her knees point in your direction? These aren't conscious choices. They're her body revealing her true focus. I once watched a friend of mine completely miss this signal at a party. He spent the entire night thinking this woman wasn't interested because she was talking to everyone. But her feet pointed at him the entire time. She was literally broadcasting her interest, but he was too busy analyzing her words to notice. 2. The eyebrow flash. This one happens in less than a second. When a woman sees someone she's attracted to, her eyebrows lift slightly, just for a brief moment. It's subconscious. It's almost impossible to fake naturally. You catch it once, you'll never miss it again. The eyebrow flash is one of the most universal signs of recognition and attraction across cultures. It's our way of opening up our face to someone we find appealing. Think of it as her face literally lighting up when she sees you. Most men miss this because it happens so quickly. We're talking about a fraction of a second. But once you know what to look for, it becomes obvious. It typically happens right when she first sees you, or when you say something that genuinely impresses or amuses her. Imagine walking into a room, locking eyes for just a moment, and you see that tiny eyebrow lift. That's attraction in its rawest form. The beautiful thing about the eyebrow flash is that it's completely involuntary. She can't control it, which means it's one of the most honest signals you'll ever receive. It's her nervous system saying, I like what I see. 3. She mirrors you without realizing. Humans mirror people they feel connected to. If you lean in, she leans in. If you cross your legs, she crosses hers shortly after. It's like her body is syncing with yours. This is her way of saying, we're on the same wavelength. Mirroring is one of the most powerful indicators of rapport and attraction. It happens when we unconsciously copy the behavior, speech patterns, or body language of someone we're drawn to. It's our brain's way of creating connection and showing that we're in sync. But here's the key. It has to be unconscious. If she's deliberately copying everything you do immediately, that's not mirroring. That's mimicking. And it usually means she's either mocking you or trying too hard. Real mirroring happens with a slight delay and feels completely natural.
Watch for these mirroring behaviors. Does she match your energy level when you get excited about something? If you gesture with your hands while talking, does she start doing the same? When you shift positions, does she adjust her posture shortly after? These are all signs that her subconscious is trying to build rapport with you. I've seen this play out countless times. Two people will be sitting across from each other, and without realizing it, they'll both be leaning forward, both have their arms crossed, or both be holding their drinks the same way. It's like watching a synchronized dance that neither person realizes they're performing. 4. The lingering touch. Some women keep it subtle, brushing your arm while laughing, holding your hand just a second too long, or touching your shoulder when she greets you. That extra fraction of a second. That's interest talking. Touch is incredibly powerful in human connection. We instinctively avoid physical contact with people we don't like or trust. So when a woman initiates touch, even the most innocent kind, it's a significant signal. But pay attention to the quality of the touch, not just the fact that it happened. A quick, nervous touch might just be friendliness or social convention, but a touch that lingers, that seems too reluctant to break contact, that's something entirely different. Here are the touches that matter. When she laughs at your joke and her hand lands on your arm and stays there for a beat too long. When she guides you somewhere by placing her hand on your back. When she fixes your collar or brushes something off your shirt. These aren't accidents. They're opportunities she's creating to make physical contact. The most telling touch of all, when she touches you during conversation to emphasize a point. This shows she's comfortable with physical contact with you specifically, and she's using touch to create a more intimate moment within your conversation. 5. Her pupils dilate around you. Yes, biology doesn't lie. When we're attracted to someone, our pupils widen to take in more of them. If you're talking to her and you notice her eyes look darker, it's not just the lighting, it's chemistry. Pupil dilation is controlled by the autonomic nervous system, the same system that controls your heartbeat and breathing. When we're attracted to someone, our nervous system kicks into high gear, causing our pupils to dilate. It's completely involuntary and impossible to fake. This is why bedroom eyes are a real thing. When someone is attracted to you, their pupils naturally dilate, making their eyes appear darker and more intense. It's one of nature's ways of making us more appealing to potential partners. Think of it like her eyes giving away her thoughts, even when her words don't. Of course, pupils also dilate in low light when someone is excited or under certain other conditions. So, you need to consider the context. But if you're having an intimate conversation in normal lighting and you notice her pupils are consistently larger when she's looking at you, that's a strong biological signal of attraction. 6. She finds reasons to be near you. If she's always ending up next to you at a party, in a group photo, or even coincidentally walking in your direction, it's rarely just chance. Women position themselves close to the men they're interested in, even if they pretend it's random. This is about proximity and availability. When a woman is interested in you, she wants to maximize her opportunities to interact with you. She'll find excuses to be in your orbit, to cross paths with you, to be available when you're looking for company. Watch for these patterns. Does she always seem to be at the same social events as you? When you're in a group, does she position herself where she can easily talk to you? Does she take the long way to the bathroom that happens to pass by where you're standing? Does she volunteer for the same activities or projects as you? The key word here is reasons. She's not just randomly appearing, she's creating legitimate excuses to be near you. Maybe she needs to ask you about something work related. Maybe she's curious about your opinion on something. Maybe she offers to help with something you mentioned. These aren't coincidences, they're strategic positioning. I've watched women masterfully orchestrate entire evenings around creating natural opportunities to interact with men they're interested in. They'll suggest group activities that include him, position themselves strategically in social settings, and create what appear to be chance encounters that are anything but random. 7. She plays with her hair. But not randomly hair play can be flirtatious, but it's all about when she does it. If she's twisting a strand of hair while looking at you or tucking her hair behind her ear while making eye contact, that's a subconscious sign she wants to look appealing. Hair touching is a form of preening behavior. It's her subconscious attempt to make herself look more attractive. But not all hair touching is created equal. Nervous hair twirling during a stressful conversation is different from the slow, deliberate way she runs her fingers through her hair while maintaining eye contact with you. The hair touching that matters is the kind that happens when she's focused on you. She might twist a strand around her finger while asking you a question. She might tuck her hair behind her ear right before or right after saying something meaningful. She might run her hand through her hair while laughing at your joke. Here's the science behind it. When we're attracted to someone, we instinctively want to look our best for them. Hair touching is a way of checking and adjusting our appearance, making sure we look appealing. It's also a way of drawing attention to our face and neck, areas that are associated with beauty and vulnerability. 8. She tilts her head when you talk. Head tilting is a sign of engagement. It's her way of saying, I'm listening and I like what I'm hearing. It also subtly exposes her neck, a vulnerable area, which is another quiet display of trust and attraction. The head tilt is a universal sign of interest and attention. Think about how you naturally tilt your head when you're trying to hear something better or when something intrigues you. It's the same principle in attraction. She's literally leaning into what you're saying, but there's more to it than just attention. The head tilt also creates a more intimate feeling in conversation. It makes her appear more open and receptive, and it creates better eye contact between you. Subconsciously, it's her way of creating a more connected moment. The neck exposure aspect is particularly significant from an evolutionary perspective. The neck is a vulnerable area. Exposing it is a sign of trust. When a woman tilts her head while talking to you, she's unconsciously demonstrating that she feels safe and comfortable with you. 9. She breaks eye contact, then looks back. This one is killer. You lock eyes, she looks away, then glances back a second later. That's shyness meeting attraction. It's her way of testing the waters without giving everything away at once. This behavior perfectly captures the internal conflict many women feel when they're attracted to someone. Part of them wants to maintain that intimate eye contact, but another part feels too vulnerable or exposed, so they look away, but they can't help looking back. The look away, look back pattern is like a little dance of interest. She's giving you her attention, then pulling back, then giving it again. It's her way of flirting without being too direct about it. And if you catch her doing this multiple times in one conversation, you're in. What makes this particularly telling is the quality of that second look. It's not just a casual glance, it's a more intentional look, often accompanied by a slight smile or a more intense gaze. She's checking to see if you're still looking at her, and hoping that you are. The psychology behind these signs. Understanding these signals is about understanding the fundamental psychology of attraction. Women are often taught to be subtle, to not appear too eager or too available. But attraction is a powerful force that finds a way to express itself, even when someone is trying to keep it under wraps. These body language signals exist because they serve important evolutionary functions. They allow us to test interest, build connection, and create intimacy without the vulnerability of direct verbal communication. They're nature's way of helping us navigate the complex world of human attraction. The reason most men miss these signals is because they're looking for the wrong things. They're waiting for explicit verbal confirmation, or they're expecting Hollywood-style obvious signs. But real attraction is usually much more subtle and much more sophisticated than that. Why actions speak louder than words? Here's something crucial to understand. Women are often more aware of these signals than men are. Many women have been conditioned to communicate indirectly, to hint rather than state, to suggest rather than demand. Their body language is their way of communicating interest while maintaining plausible deniability. This is why you can't always trust what she says. not because women are dishonest, but because they're operating in a social system that often punishes directness. Her body language is often a more honest representation of her feelings than her words. Now, here's the twist: most men miss these cues. They overthink the words but ignore the signals, and women know this, which is why they rely on body language to tell the truth. So, next time you're with her, watch her actions, not her excuses. Pay attention to what her body is telling you, even when her words are saying something different. These 9 signs are your roadmap to understanding what she's really feeling, even when she can't or won't say it out loud. Remember, attraction is a conversation that happens beneath the surface of words. Learning to speak this language will change not just how you understand women, but how you navigate every relationship in your life. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe for more no nonsense insights into attraction and high value male psychology, and check out the other videos on this channel for more wisdom and truth that will change how you see women forever.